15 rue de l'Église, 83 990 Saint-Tropez. Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. In this video, we are going to learn how to give your contact details in French. So let's start. First, let's begin with phone numbers. The French for phone number is le numéro de téléphone. In France, phone numbers are 10 digits long. And when we give our phone number to someone, we form 5 pairs of 2 digits. When it comes to reading phone numbers, we pronounce the number formed by the pair instead of reading digit by digit. For example, if a pair has the following digits, 1 and 5, I will read 15 and not 1, 5. But if one of the pairs starts with a 0, we read it on its own followed by the other digit forming the pair, which means that we must read the zeros. For example, if a pair is 0 and 6, I will read 0, 6 and not just 6. Well, let's take a phone number to practice. If my phone number is the following, I'll say 06 12 35 07 88. Now, if your phone number has more or less than 10 digits, forming pairs will not be possible. In that case, it is best to include the extra digit into a bigger number at the end of the telephone number instead of leaving it by itself. The reason for that is French people are used to hear phone numbers given in pairs. So if you have a single digit alone, we might assume you added it to your phone number by mistake. But if that digit is included into a bigger number, we know there are no mistakes. For example, English telephone numbers have 11 digits. In that case, to give my phone number the French way, I'll form 4 pairs of 2 digits and I will have a number with 3 digits at the end. Let's see an example of that. 07 45 02 56 362. Now, if you need to include the country code to your phone number, for example 0033 or plus 33 to call France or 0044 or plus 44 to call the UK. When you add a country code at the start of your phone number, don't forget to get rid of the first 0. And by doing that, you might be able to form only pairs after all or have an extra digit. But you know what to do. Okay, let's see an example with a French phone number. 0033 61 23 50 788. And now an English phone number. 0044 74 50 25 63 62. Now let's have a look at the address. The French for address is l'adresse. The postcode is not the most important part of the address like it is in the UK, for example. As in France, we have one postcode per town or village and not by street. Cities have usually more than one postcode based on the number of boroughs they have. In big cities like Paris, for example, boroughs are called arrondissements. So what is important in French is the house number and the street. The name of the city, town or village will only be given if the person you give it to is living in a different location. Same for the postcode. Of course, when we are required to give our full address, we will include the house number, the street, the postcode and the city. So for example, I could say 15 rue de l'Église, 83 990 Saint-Tropez. So as you have understood, the postcode is rarely given as part of our address, but it is still used a lot. For example, on a letter or a parcel to put in the sat-nav or to give your address to the French administration. And in French, we have a special way to read postcodes. So let's see that. Postcodes are always 5 digits long and contain no letters. The 2 first numbers are for the area. French call this département. And the 3 last are for the city. For that reason, we will read the two first digits as a pair, like for phone numbers. Then we make a small pause and we read the three last digits as a big number. Let's see an example. The postcode of Saint-Tropez is 83990. 83 is the area called Le Var. 990 is the code for Saint-Tropez. So I will read this postcode 83 990. One of the postcodes for Lyon is 69005. 69 is the area called Le Rhône. 005 is the code for Lyon 5th arrondissement. I will read this postcode 69005. Remember that here each zero at the start of a pair or a big number must be read. Let's see a last one. One of the postcodes of Nice is 06000. 06 is the area called Les Alpes-Maritimes. 000 is the code for Nice. I will read this postcode 06000. When the code of the city is 000, we read it as 1000. And remember that when 6 is followed by a number or something else, it is not pronounced 6 but si. Same rule for 8 and 10. Great, now let's see the email address. The French for email address is l'adresse email. Many things can be found in an email address, so let's see some of them. Dot is point in French. At is arrobase. Hyphen is tiré du 6. Underscore is tiré du bas. Exclamation mark is point d'exclamation. French uses the same word for hyphen and underscore, tiré. So we had to be creative and find ways to distinguish them. The underscore is called tiré du bas because bas means low. The hyphen is called tiré du 6 because it is usually located on the key that has the number 6 just under the 6. Some people may call the underscore tiré du 8, as on some keyboards it is located under the number 8. Now, in French, Gmail is pronounced Gmail and Hotmail is pronounced Hotmail. Co is pronounced Co, com is pronounced com. And of course, the two letters for the country are read in French. UK is UK. FR is FR. IT is IT. So let's practice saying email addresses. hello@anais.me.uk. marie.bertrand-du6-2@hotmail.fr. paul-du-bâton234@gmail.com. After you give your email address, you can spell each word before the @ to make sure the person got the right spelling. And of course, if after the @ you have your company's name, for example, you can spell that part too. That's it for the contact details. I hope you have enjoyed this video. À bientôt!